Hi, this is Michael Edwards, instructor for the Big Data and Bioinformatics High School course. This is part 4 of the Big Data in NFL tutorial. In the previous tutorials, what I went over was constructing the algorithm, setting up the matches for this week. So in this tutorial, what I'm going to show you is how can we incorporate other pieces of important data into our basic algorithm. For this, we have to find this information, whatever information we're going to use. Uh, I've been doing this for several years now, kind of looking at the NFL data. And what I found is that the turnover margin, or how many turnovers a team gives versus how many they take away, it plays a huge role in these games. So I want to incorporate this information into my basic algorithm. I'm going to this site called Team Rankings, and I'll put a website up in a pop-up window here. This is a very good place to go get any information you want on the NFL. It has anything you could possibly imagine. It's very easy to use and to basically copy information off of and transfer to Excel files. Given here is the turnover margin for all the different teams. Gives the average over the year, the last 3 games, last one, home, away, blah, blah, blah. I want to take this information, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. I'm going to wait till I see my cursor. I'm going to click and select all of this up until to rank. Okay, I'm going to hit Control C or Command C if you're using a Mac. We have now stolen their data, and I am going to go to my Excel file and I'm going to paste this. So I'm just going to hit Paste Special. There's some links in there, and so what I want is just text. So I'm going to hit Paste Special, and I'm going to say Unicode text. I'm going to hit OK. All right, we have now taken their data, and we can use it for our own ill-gotten purposes. Right now, you'll notice on all my spreadsheets, I usually have a space between the categories and the actual data. So I'm going to do that here because it fits my format. So I'm going to select these cells. I'm going to right-click. I'm going to say Insert. I want this to shift the cells down. So what I'm going to do is insert a row between my data and my column headers. All right. Now this fits our format. So here are the teams, and here's all their turnover data. Obviously, this is a very important variable for me, so I've been keeping track of it over the season. This is what I did on week 3. You'll notice that the way our algorithm works, we have 2 entries for each team, one for offense, one for defense. Here we only have one. So what I've done is I've basically inserted a equation, or not an equation, told the Excel file to double entry everything down here. And you can see A5. So everything now, this is turned into 2 entries. And all you have to do is one column. What you'll notice, if you select all this, you can drag it, and you'll see the same values. So that way you don't have to manipulate every column. Just get one column, drag that function over, and you should be okay. I'm going to get rid of these. I don't know why it added an extra one. Delete. Shift shows up. Why not? Okay. So now I have 2 entries. Just like my scores, I've been keeping track of this over the season. And in my opinion, more recent games are more important than games that happen at the beginning of the season. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, just like my scoring, so I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. I'm going to record what they did this week. Oops. Control, just to select this column. Then I do Control C. Okay, I'm going to go to my turnover page. I'm going to paste this information here. Okay, this is what they did last week. Here are the teams. I'm going to alphabetize them so I can insert this data. We'll sort this ascending. Okay, and just to check, I go through here, make sure everything's lining up. Philly, 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 Philly over here. So that means I have the right data in the right spot. So now I'm going to select this, just like we did with our scoring. Control C, go over to this week. Okay. Here I am taking the average of all these numbers. Over in this column, I'm taking these same numbers and I am multiplying it by this weighted factor so that games that are closer to the game that we're trying to consider has more value. We don't have any formulas here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all this just like we did in the previous tab, and all our formulas should transfer. Now, this is the factor. So now I've taken the average of this weighted factor. Now this is what I'm going to use in what you saw in the previous tutorial. This is the index that I actually used to figure out the games. You can do this for anything you want. Sacks, whatever variables that you find play an important role. Say home games might be something. You might want to, you can take these factors and easily incorporate them into any basic structure that you have. All right. Thank you very much.